My name's James and the sport I play is soccer. However, I haven't played soccer in a long time before I only just came back recently after 5 years. Honestly, just a Google search. I looked up, physios that are a bit more applicable to sport rather than just like physios in general. I saw Full Speed had like Google ads running and I saw like, okay, like this is pretty good. And then I did a bit more research into the team and, you know, Dan's history working for Western United. And I was like, okay, it's a pretty high level club. And I thought it's probably best for me to come here, get the most out of my rehab and make sure that, you know, I don't injure myself again. I did a bit of research into other places, but, you know, just with like me living pretty close by and Dan's history, yeah, I thought this was probably the best place for me to be at. I haven't played soccer since 2020. Yeah, so my last game was in like April 2020. Yeah, and then decided to quit and do martial arts and then tore my ACL playing five-a-side soccer. And then after I got injured and had my surgery, I'm like, oh, maybe I should go back to play and just see what it's like. So yeah, here we are. I'm currently training at a club. And aim is to be back on the pitch maybe in like 4 to 6 weeks time. It's been awesome. Only been, I think, 4 to 5 weeks back at training. I've had no problems, no issues from my knee aspect. Everything was pretty smooth. They knew exactly what deficits I had, what we needed to work on. We got to work straight away and yeah, I'm happy with how things have turned out. Did a fair few tests at the start and then throughout my training and my programs, we did like in the middle of program testing and then also return to sport testing as well and sort of figure out what the deficits were. I had a bit of an issue with my hamstring for quite some time because of the hamstring graft that I got out. And yeah, we just smashed Nordics for, you know, like 2 weeks and it meant something just like measurable and attainable. I feel like a lot of other clinics, not to badmouth them, they just don't have the resources. And if you don't see the data and you don't see the results and progress with your own eyes, it's hard to sort of gauge where you're at. Whereas, you know, if you know where your level's at, what needs to be worked on, in your mind, you're like, okay, like this is the goal, this is the next step. Whereas if you're just training and then just doing rehab and you don't know how long you're gonna be from going back to sport or running again, it's just very difficult and it can be quite like monotonous and just almost like off-putting in a way. It's just such a supportive environment. Everybody wants you to go back to sport, like that's the main aim. And everybody knows what's going on with your progress. They want to make sure that everything's up to date. And yeah, it's amazing in that aspect. I feel like a lot of other people would just be like, hi, come in, change the program, see you later. And then like, you know, you're kind of forgotten about. Whereas Full Speed make sure that they're on top of things. They send you summaries all the time, send messages saying like, hey, how's things going? How's the program? Do we need to change anything? It's very on top of things, which is the main part. I feel like I've been on this journey for quite some time because I tore my ACL late 2023 and had the surgery in April last year. So I feel between that time and now, it feels like so long ago. And for me to finally, you know, I guess, see the results paying off it's an awesome feeling.